Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is a pretty sort of bizarre video for me. I've never actually done, I guess, a World of Warcraft inspired video, but it's a game that I played for a very long time and sort of gave up on right around Wrath of the Lich King. You know, I wasn't really all that interested in what came out after that. But one of the things that I was interested in was modding. I've always been part of sort of like the Warcraft community, and I modded a lot for Warcraft 3. If any of you have ever played with some really interesting elf buildings and race, that was me. And now we're going to take a look. Finally, I'm sort of hiding it from your point of view. At a mod that I did that I never released for WoW. So, essentially what the mod is I imagined what Dalaran would look like if it had been done sort of in the style of vanilla meets a little bit of the Burning Crusade. So, instead of having sort of like all those burnt out houses, you have sort of the village restored. I'm a little bit sorry. It seems to like I'm dropping some frames. I don't entirely know why. This should be running fine. Maybe it's some of the processes that I had running before. So if we turn to this side, of course you can see everything has been restored. We've got some good action going on the grass, and everything's been sort of like a little bit reimagined. So, you know, fields, you've got your vegetables, you've got obviously I did take this from Wrath of the Lich King, but the banners for Dalaran and this sort of like little town that it produces, you know, some cider and some crap, and off there to the distance obviously you have the city proper. But before we go in there, I want to take a look at the outskirts. So we spared no detail. Every little town has, you know, its own details, and it might not seem like a big thing, but actually modding to the point where you feel satisfied that something fits within the realm of Blizzard like content is cool. So my standard was let's get to the point where it looks sort of like natural for vanilla, or it looks sort of natural for the Burning Crusade, and you have to like retexture. So you have to like if you're not noticing anything special, that's good, because it means that I did an okay job with the texturing and with the placement of things. And that's good. That was the purpose. So now we're coming back, and this is sort of like another side town, which is next to where, of course, the giant crater would have been. And this town, obviously, it's doing its own thing. It's got some vines and some wheat, and it's a little bit different. And I also hear a bit of combat, and I hope that's not a player trying to kill me. But yeah, if you come to the back of this town, you'll see that its fields are being worked, that there's wheat and carts, and there's outhouses and two-floored houses, and rats just moving anywhere. Yeah, and there's also a little port, or a little dock. So you can come here and do all your fishing. Now, mind you, the reason I got into this, and this is obviously not running off of a public server, because I would have been banned a long time ago. But I was inclined to sort of like join a couple of years ago role-playing server, and oh shit, there's a guy, he's gonna kill me. I'm logging out. I'm logging out because Ogrim Butt is there, and he's gonna kill me. Okay, it seems that the orc guy was scared off by my massive corpulent Draenei body. hopefully he didn't see me walk through some really weird things and decided to report me. But yeah, so the mod, the way that it works is, of course, it works. Okay, it works on any server, and it uses client-side information. So for him, this is the area that is still destroyed and filled with random crap, and for me, it's entirely this restored area. So if there's a house or a wall or something that's in the client, it will look to people who are playing the game and don't have this patch like I'm just literally just flying. And that's not what we want. But anyways, if we get banned, it doesn't matter. I can go on any server, a private server that is, and just show this to you guys. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look. So we're gonna go now into the actual city/town of Dalaran. Now, obviously, it's not as big as the one that was made for, obviously, the Wrath of the Lich King, but as you can see, it does have like that vanilla slash the Burning Crusade. So you can see it. There are no human buildings with purple color or those, you know, growy little vines that are on them. So these are all vanilla buildings that I modified with specific textures to sort of mimic the Magic District in Stormwind, and they work very well in this city. Now, as I said, I did plan out this city this town quite carefully. So of course you have you can see I used some of the signs as well. So you have the tavern. Some of them, I think the interiors I didn't enable completely yet, but they're there. It's not entirely finished, the city, but yeah. So you can actually, I've cut out the world floors for certain things and made the downstairs available. And what else do we have here? Well, are we gonna get? No, it was just a little bit of lag. Okay, so down this side, obviously, you can see that we have the market. So we've got, you know, fruits, food, whatnot, some more stuff along that away. We've got some potions. I believe this is the potion dealer. Yeah, it's sort of like the magic. You've got food and wine stuff there. And this is sort of like the high elven tower. So this is where, you know, if you have high elves that are role playing on your server. Now, through this way, this is the night elf park. So there's a night elf park. You see the trees. You see the moon well. You've got some here. So if you've got some night elves that just want to come and I almost said something that I don't want to say. They can come to this part and just chillax, just relax. High elves can come through this tower and do whatever it is that they do, because obviously Dalaran was built between humans and high elves. So I thought it made sense for them to still have a strong presence in this version of Dalaran. And if you come here, you get the High Elf Park. Now, the High Elf Park obviously has all of their stuff and all this thing. And it also has this Moonwell, which I know they didn't have, but you know what? If the Moon Elves get some sort of Moonwell in this city, I'm sure that they won't mind if we make a little jacuzzi for the High Elves. It presents a problem for the lore, but we're not going to get too nerdy and discuss that, right? So if we come to the center of town, obviously, we've got this flowing fountain, and what else? Let's go down this way over here, because we want to make sure. One of the things that I did want to make sure about this city is that it had all the appropriate buildings. So we do have houses. Things are not entirely random. We do have a purpose. So we do have like a blacksmith, and we have other houses which have yet to be determined. And this, for all you Alliance freaks, obviously is a Draenei park with another Moonwell in it, with all of their goobly-gooped crystals and sort of plants from their zones and benches. Through here we have a kind of little place rest where people can come in and rest, and the reason for that is I wanted to use a little bit of the Dalaran buildings, and since I can't use interiors, you can't place props inside world buildings. That was a way of getting around that. Now, obviously, there you can see, I'm not going to go into that. That is a barracks. It's pretty standard. There's not much different there. It's just sort of clad purple with the building things. Same with this building right here. And so, if we come into the town hall, you will find another park, which is, I guess, probably dedicated to humans. So we've got some human stuff here, and we've got, obviously, it wouldn't be Dalaran without a floating statue of Antonidas, and he's there, and it really not much of a point going in here. I think it's empty for the time being, but yeah, it's a standard. It's a standard town hall that fits within the city. And here, of course, is the main wizard tower, which is an actual wizard tower. And inside, it's no different. Now, all the details you see, the windows, the additional towers, those are things that I edited and I put across the city, so they're all sort of integrated. But anywhere you see like a window or anything, it's hand placed. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of like detailed, intricate work. Now, as you can see, this area, it's a little bit plain and a little bit fuzzy. I still haven't figured out a lot of things. There's a lot of things you need to sort of worry about when you're building a city and trying to figure out the flavor of it. Now, these are just sort of like either you want to call it an underground or catacombs or whatever. They're pretty big and they run under the city. So I don't know if you want to be underground in the Magic City and or set up have your GMs set up like a magical dungeon down there to keep people that come in here. Absolutely all a possibility. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. I'm sure that there's a lot of like other little details. But as you can see, there are areas that are more finished and more polished, obviously, than others. So, there's a lot of... I feel like this part of the city actually is pretty finished. You can see the sidewalks are put together. The shops, there are all items here that have been hand-placed and that make... a great deal of sense. If you look at the windows, just look, all the windows are sort of different, magically themed windows. And it works well. This is probably also one of the most stable mods that I've made, in the sense that it of how it's constructed and how it fits. And it's large. It's about 70 megs or something like that. I mean, it's large enough, I feel. But it's not that big at all. And so, within this, if you were ever interested in role-playing or didn't quite like the style of the Dalaran that they made in the Wrath of the Lich King or whatever, this has been my particular take on it. Oh shit, and there's that guy. So, logging off. Oh, crap. Time to get out of here. So, until next time, everybody, this has been a look at the Dalaran mod, and hopefully I'll be back. I have some other stuff that I never released, and if you're interested, then I'll go ahead and take a look at those. So until then, everybody, bye-bye.